Hello, welcome to Rosebank Farm YouTube channel. In this episode, we will be doing 4-H How Does Your Garden Grow episode 2, and we will be talking about how to be a safe gardener. There are certain things that my granddaughter needs to go over and learn about in this project, and so we're going to go right down the checklist. The first one is lead in the soil. If you're going to be gardening around a home that was built before the 1970s, there's a good chance that exterior lead paint chips might have fallen into the ground, so you want to have your soil tested. You can get a test kit from your local extension office, a local nursery, a home center, or you could order one online. You just want to make sure that it will test for lead. The site that we're thinking about using for my granddaughter's project is not located near the house. It's far away, so we're going to skip the soil test at this point. Another item on the Safe Gardener checklist is fertilizing. Now, fertilizing is very important for any garden. I try to fertilize on a weekly schedule, and what I use to fertilize is I attach this to my hose, and it disperses a liquid soluble fertilizer to all my flowers. I have a 130-foot garden hose, so I'm able to reach most areas. Now, where we're thinking about putting my granddaughter's 4-H project, it'll be too far away for my hose to reach. So she'll need an adult to show her how to safely mix up fertilizer and take it to her flower bed. So we're gonna do that right now.
What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing a face, like a sad, pretty much dead face on this milk jug. So I'm going to draw X's on the eyes. I'm going to draw a frowny face and a tongue sticking out.
Another thing we can do is write the word yuck. Y-U-C-K. And we can also put a frowny face up on the lid. And the reason why we're marking our fertilizer jug like this is because we don't want anyone to think that it is blue Kool-Aid. So we're going to mark it up with the poison face and write yuck on it. So let's do the other side and do the lid too. So everybody knows this is not for drinking.
Right here?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and just draw a nice little frown face on the lid. I think that'll be good enough. Okay, so mixing fertilizer is not that hard. It just takes a lot of time. That time to mix it and then walk it over to where her butterfly garden is going to be. So it's really easy. Sweetheart, you want to take the lid off the fertilizer. And inside you're going to find a scoop. And we're going to be using the large end of the scoop, 1 scoop, into our milk jug for 1 gallon. So the first thing we're going to do is take the lid off the milk jug and put the funnel in it. And the only reason why I use the funnel is just to try to be neat and not have a big mess anywhere. Okay, so let's get a scoop from the big end down in there. Get a nice full scoop.
This is hard.
That's perfect. And then put it in the funnel. Nice. Okay, now put it back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some water and just slowly fill this up.
I'm going to fill it up.
Here, we'll go like this. Just go slow because it's going to liquefy the fertilizer. Okay, keep going. We got to fill it all the way up. Yeah, almost halfway now. We can probably get rid of the funnel now. Let's turn the water off. Let that drain down. Okay, take the funnel off and aim that underneath. Ready, full blast. There we go. Okay, so you can see that. What does it look like to you?
Blue Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it does look like blue Kool-Aid. But what do we write on it?
Yuck.
Yeah, because it's not safe to drink.
Yeah, because it's for the flowers.
And there we go. You have your fertilizer. Now put the lid on it. Now there's a couple things we can do. We can put this in a watering can and take it over. We could mix up several batches, a gallon at a time, and then we would have to walk it over to where your butterfly garden is. But that's all there is to mixing up fertilizer. But you should do it with an adult, and always do it in a container that is labeled so that we know it's yuck and not blue Kool-Aid.
Wait.
The next item on the checklist is tools. There are several hand tools that she will be using for her project. Since we're doing a small garden space, she won't need to use any power tools. And also, smaller size tools for children and youth are easier for them to use. So these tools have nice sturdy wood handles, and they are all attached with screws to the metals. I think this will be a good set for her to use, and my granddaughter is going to explain what each one is and what they're used for.
This is I forget.
Garden rake.
Garden rake. This is,
What's it used for?
it is used for like going like this.
Yep. In a garden or a flower bed, you're raking up the soil.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then this is a hoe.
And that's used for weeding.
Like
Weeding and chopping
like
the
go
weeds.
like this.
Mhm.
And then this is a leaf rake, and like
Mhm.
so if there's like any leaves in a pile, you can, well, not a pile, but you can like put them in a pile.
Yep. Leaf rake. Good.
And then this is a shovel just for like digging up stuff, like if you're like digging up, like if you're digging a hole for the flowers.
Mhm. That's
like
right.
that. And then
We have smaller hand tools.
yeah, and this is a shovel. This shovel can used for digging. This is I always forget.
It's the same as the big garden rake, but now you're working real close around the plants.
Yeah, so you be like getting really close to the plants. And then this is a spade.
Yes, that's right.
Spade. And then you use it for like digging.
Yep.
Just like a shovel.
Yep. The next item on my granddaughter's list is poisonous plants. We need to be aware of what poison ivy and nightshade look like and to remove those from the garden. So we're over here by the tree house, and we found some poison ivy, and my granddaughter's going to tell you about it.
This is poison ivy. It has 3 leaves. If it has 3 leaves, let it be. I don't want any poison ivy, so.
We Googled an image of black nightshade. I don't have any on my property, so we wanted to show you what that looks like. So if you see any of that in your yard, especially with the berries, you want to get rid of that immediately. It's poisonous to animals and people.
You should always wash your hands before and after gardening, because you can get like dirt in your fingers after, and you want to have clean hands before you do it. You should always wash your hands with warm water and antibacterial soap, because it kills the most germs.
Another way to be safe in the garden is the clothing that you wear. So first of all, you need to be wearing sturdy shoes. Tennis shoes or boots are preferable, something that has a closed toe. You also need long pants. Yep, you have long pants on in a light color. The light color will allow you to see if you have any ticks or other insects on you. You need a close-fitting shirt.
It's not too
big. It's not too big or tight, but it is close-fitting. You do need to consider wearing more neutral and light-colored clothing. Bright colors can attract bees and other insects. And last, some gardeners like to wear gloves to protect their hands. The next item on the checklist to consider is the sun and heat. If you have to work in your garden during the heat of the day, be sure to wear sunscreen and to wear a hat. You also want to make sure you take frequent drinks of water to stay hydrated.
My next thing on my chart is allergies. I'm gonna read it. Allergies. Be aware of any allergies you have to pollen or other plant parts. You may need to consider this as you select plants to include in your garden.
Most people that have plant allergies have been tested and they've been identified to what specific plants give them allergies. So if you're not sure, talk to your doctor. We took a little break and now we're back to keep going on the checklist of how to be safe in your garden. So the next thing on the list is insects. If you notice bees, wasps, other stinging insects in your garden, be sure to give them some space. You want to be respectful of them because they're pollinators and they are helping your garden. So when's the best time to garden to avoid insects?
In the morning or in the evening.
That's right. You want to do your gardening in the morning or in the evening to avoid those bees and wasps. Good job!
I'm using lemon eucalyptus. And I'm going to spray it. Now the mosquitoes and bugs won't get me.
The last item on my granddaughter's safe garden checklist is wildlife, and it says that chipmunks, squirrels, and rabbits can easily be shooed away, but sometimes groundhogs and deer can be aggressive, so you need to respect them and keep your distance from groundhogs and deer. It says ask an adult about what to do if animals become a problem. We've decided she wants to put in a butterfly garden, and it will be close to our hayfield in an area that gets full sun. So deer might be a problem. It suggests that you could erect a fence around it or maybe use netting to protect your plants from the wildlife. But you need to take into consideration the wildlife as you're planting. Well, we finished everything on the checklist in her project book about being a safe gardener. And did you learn a lot today?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite part about what you learned today?
Like mixing the fertilizer.
You like mixing the fertilizer and how to be safe?
And drawing on the jug.
Yes, because we want to have that labeled to be safe. Okay, well that concludes this episode. We'll see you in the next one as we continue on with my granddaughter's 4-H project. How does your garden grow?
Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. Subscribe to our channel, Rosebank Farm. Bye!